Hey, welcome to Living a Blessed Life. You ready for your spiritual messages for today to keep you going strong, right? To keep you encouraged and to feel empowered and to keep going after what it is that you so deeply desire. Just a reminder, in the description below, I've got a link to the book Because I Want to Fly Free by Emily Rice. She wrote it based off of her story of how she met her divine match and how she, she fell in love with her doctor and it took her on a wild ride and she turned it into like a fictional love story. If you want to go check that out. And if you do buy the book, I've got a special offer going on right now where I will give a personal guidance reading like I do on here for you. All you gotta do is, the directions are in the link below. Just send me an email with a copy of your purchase and I will give you a free personal guidance reading. So with that said, let's get into this. I'm going to start out with Mystical Journey and we'll see what Spirit wants to say, and then there's a love reading at the end. So stick around for that and we'll see what Spirit wants to say. Let's see what our guidance is. For highest good, what is it that we need to know? What just came out? We got a couple of cards here. We got Sanctuary. And I know a bit of this card, but I feel like more than anything, Spirit is saying, I kind of feel like it's like be your own sanctuary. Like, you gotta protect what means a lot to you, especially when it comes to your dreams, to your goals, to what you want out of life. And sometimes you just kind of, for your own peace of mind, gotta keep that tucked away inside of yourself. You can share with other people, just make sure you're not sharing it with just anybody and everybody, because a lot of times when we have other people give us our feedback, it's easy to get off our path and to put down what we want because we think we're crazy for wanting it sometimes, right? Listening to other people. And it's just, I feel like Spirit's saying you need to kind of keep some of that, like I was saying, tucked away to yourself so you can keep your peace of mind, so you can keep yourself in harmony with the life that you're looking to create. Because one of the best ways to make those changes in your life, to change your results, is to become a different version of yourself, to get in aligned with that version of you who's already got what you want. And as you're progressing towards that and you're changing your attitude and your thoughts and your beliefs, sometimes what happens is people look at you and go like, what are you doing? Like, do you realize how much money you have in your bank account? You're still working that job you don't want, but in your mind you're practicing being that version of you. Like, people are like, what? What's going crazy? And I feel like Spirit's like, just sometimes the best thing you do is just kind of keep your goals and your dreams to yourself, right? And we've got rites of passage. I feel like with this card, Spirit's saying it's your time to rise and shine and become that version of you that you want to be. Like, yeah, there's going to be trials, there's going to be hardships, right? Nothing, if it was so easy to do what you want to do, right, everybody would be doing it. Everybody would be going after their goals and their dreams, but we would never learn along the way who we are and becoming a different version of ourselves, right? There would be no reason for us to grow if everything was just that easy. So keep that in mind, right? Don't see it as turn around and go back when things are challenging. Just see it as, hey, this is my time to really show myself what I'm made of and what I can do. I feel like it's a time to kind of maybe take some time to yourself and prepare yourself for those changes that you've been ready to make, that you want to make. Anything else that I hear that we need to know for highest good? Self-care. Taking very, very good care of yourself, meaning spiritual health, mental health, emotional health. Making sure your needs are met. I'll tell you from experience, because you see like the water running from their eyes. Sometimes life is hard. Sometimes, especially as you're healing, it'll bring up a lot of emotions, especially heavy emotions, right? And instead of suppressing it and go, I don't want to feel this right now, right? And just trying to push it aside, and I know it's easy to do, it releases faster from you when you just allow yourself to let it out. If you need to cry, cry. If you need to yell, yell. Whatever it is you need to do, but to let it out, let yourself feel the emotion, and it'll dissipate faster than if you just try to, suppress it and be like, no, I'm not doing this, right? As an empath, water is also very important. Being near water, especially running water, taking showers, that type of thing really helps, right? Mental health, taking time to just do the things that you enjoy, being around people that you resonate with, who just really light your soul up, being out in nature, being in places that, make your soul feel at ease, that helps too. Taking time, mental health too, to me, is taking time to just allow your mind to just rest, literally. It's like a computer. What happens if you just leave it running all the time? It's like so many tabs are open and stuff's crazy. So just, if you can practice even just 5 minutes a day to start with, to just sit there and be in the moment. And, if you have thoughts come up, just let them pass, but don't just sit there and think or whatever. Or, when you're resting, don't be like watching TV or in front of a screen of any kind. Just literally just be sitting there. No distractions, and letting your mind completely come to a rest. Just completely resting. Emotionally, just check in with yourself, see how you're doing, how you're feeling, right? Pay attention even with the heavy emotions. Be like, okay, if I'm feeling angry or let down or frustrated, why? Let me not just push this down. Why am I feeling this way? What's it alerting to me to? Because it's not trying to take you down, those emotions like that. It's just like, hey, something's off. Pay attention. Like, maybe this isn't what you want to do. Maybe that's why you're feeling this way. Just go deeper with it, right? Taking care of your body too, up and moving, walking, exercising, whatever you do, just movement of the body of some kind, right? And also, of course, I would say too, make sure you're drinking plenty of water, because your body's mostly made up of water, and it helps your minds a lot. It helps clarity of mind. And something else I was gonna say, and I can't think of what it was. But when you take care of your body, it does build your confidence too. Just know that when you're taking very good care of yourself, you'll naturally feel better mentally as well. They all go hand in hand. Inspiration, yeah, as you take really good care of yourself, those ideas from the divine will begin flowing to you, and you'll be more aware of them. They're always flowing to you, but you become more aware of them when your mind is free from all the clutter and your vibration is higher. I've had some amazing ideas come to me when I was working out. Eternal self is also going to help you come back home to who you are as a spiritual being. You stand a whole lot more in your power, and those are the steps you can take to reach that. And that was, there's all things we got to do. We got to remember on our part too, right? Spirit can lead you to something, but there's things you got to do on your part. Spirit can give you ideas, but you've got to act on them, right? Especially when a lot of times when it happens in the moment. If you can't act on it right away, write it down, something, but don't just completely, toss it aside. And there's things we got to do for ourselves too, such as watching our thoughts and what we're paying attention to and giving our time and energy to, right? Because when our vibration dips, it's harder to me, I feel like it's harder to be in touch with who I am and with spirit when your vibration's down. That's what I'm telling you that. Angels and ancestors. Alright, here we go. For highest good, what do we need to know for today? Be the light. Be you. Shine your light for the rest of the world, because only, you can do that, and you bring a unique light into this world that is needed. Try not to doubt yourself so much. When you love and embrace who you are, your light will naturally shine for others to see, and it's exactly as it's meant to be. So don't try to filter, for other people and all that, right? Be true to who you are, because what holds true to you isn't going to hold true to somebody else, and that's okay. I feel like too, with Al being there, it's like you probably may not realize it, but you have a lot of wisdom within you, a lot you could actually teach others. And when you love and you accept yourself, you begin to really find your talents and your gifts too. Any other messages out here for highest good? We got stargazer. Set your sights higher for what you want for your life is what I feel like. Whatever you want to look great for your life, go well beyond what you think your mind is thinking is possible, and do what you really truly desire. You plant this stuff now in your minds, and you stick with it and what you want to create in your life, and you hold true to that, right? Spring, you see your seeds grow. And it may not just be exactly springtime. It could be before that. I don't know. But know that no matter what time of the year it is, whenever you plant those seeds, so to speak, in your mind, right? The ones that are in harmony with the life that you're looking to create, they obviously, you got to keep nurturing them, right? And taking care of them and sticking with the thoughts that you want and holding that vision and having that dream in your heart and still falling in love with it. But know that you will see progress. It will, if it was a plant, like, you know what I'm saying, you will see it sprout with time, and it'll just keep flourishing. But you've always got to keep nurturing it, right? So like I was saying, spirit, like, there's always things spirit leads us to, but we got to do things on our part as well. So I have personally found sometimes it's helpful to journal about it and track your progress and kind of see, like, okay, this day my vibration dipped and this is why it did it, and here's what I can do to help make sure that doesn't, try to bring it back up and recover faster. I have found that helps, because I know it's easy, especially when you can't see the results yet. You think, oh my gosh, I'm just gonna give up, like, this isn't happening. Fire Guardian, ignite your passions. Yeah, you really, and Bob Proctor often talked about this when it came to goal setting. He's like, you gotta fall in love with it. He was very adamant, you gotta fall in love with it. You gotta keep falling in love with your goal. Keep falling in love with your goal. Like, don't worry about the how. Like, literally just focus on falling in love with it. And I'll tell you from experience, it does make a difference. Because what happens is, and there's this reason you don't have to figure out how it's gonna happen. If you're really in love with your goal, and you keep falling in love with it, you don't let that light diminish, you actually keep feeding into it, right? And it grows brighter, you naturally will be more open to receiving those ideas from spirit. You'll be more open to the possibilities. You'll find yourself stretching and growing and making moves towards making that happen automatically without you having to figure out the how. It'll come to you a lot of times, that next step. And that's why it's important to really, 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 I don't mean like halfway hearted, I mean full on, you're like almost like you would be like if you're in love with somebody, right? And you're just like all about them and you're just into it, right? It's like that with your passion, with what you want to do for your life, is just learn to love it like that, or whatever really just lights you up and really gets you passionate. Like, just, hey, this is it for me, right? It was like I was saying at the beginning of this reading, spirit was like, you gotta sometimes guard what it is that you really want to do, and it's because outside influences sometimes, whether they mean to or not, it takes you off your path and it gets you questioning, because you're automatically going to question it. Your mind's automatically going to put up a fight against what you want to do, because it's going to go out to stretch, and why would you do that? And that's hard enough, but then when you have outside people doing those things, then it becomes easier to want to be like, okay, I should just not do this, let me drop it, right? And that's not what needs to happen. You actually need to ignite your passions. Alright. You got a lot of power stored up inside you, but you gotta let yourself be yourself to really honestly tap into it. Like, that's the best way to tap into it, I personally found, is to really just allow yourself to be yourself and to love what you love and just to be who you are. Any other messages out of here for highest good? Unlock the magic within. It is there. It is there. It's like I was saying, Bob Proctor was like, give me a second, I've been doing different videos. Whether you think you can or you can't, you're right. And that magic is inside of you, but you gotta be willing to acknowledge it. The power is there already within you. It's just acknowledging it And I feel like I would say, another big part of that is really believing in yourself. Being true to who you are, and not changing what you want for anybody else. And that magic, it's in there. When you want something with all your heart, believe me, you will make it happen. You're a spiritual being with infinite potential. Believe me, you will make it happen. Just stay in alignment as much as you can with who you are, with what you want. You know, when your vibration dips, pick it back up. You know, if it takes time, it takes time. It takes practice, I will tell you that. But you will get better at it. Just like a habit, anything else, you just got to keep practicing it, right? And it gets easier with time. It becomes second nature. I have found as I practice this, even when my vibration dips, it doesn't dip for near as long as it used to, because I've gotten in the habit of bringing myself back up. And yeah, like I was saying, it takes practice, but it will get there. Let's get into this love stuff. Let's start out with tarot. Just get an overall vibe thing going on here. Alright. When it comes to love, what is it we need to know? We got the Six of Swords. My first thought was to tell you to go be with somebody who really helps you find your peace, your calmness, your serenity. Because, you know, Six of Swords is about getting to calmer waters. You know, somebody who makes you feel safe and sheltered. When it comes to romantic love, what is it that we need to know? So we got the Hanged Man, and we got the Ten of Pentacles. And I feel like part of this could be Spirit just telling you to really take some time to really think about what it is that you want. What would give you that really happy home life? That stability. That what is it that you truly, truly desire, and don't, you know, this isn't about settling, it's about what is it you really want. Is there anything else out here we need to know when it comes to romantic love? Okay, so I'm going to keep those cards down there, and I'm going to keep going with some other decks. And we'll see. I'm hearing go back to the angels and ancestors, so I'm just going to go here. And we'll see what comes out. When it comes to romantic love, what is it that we need to know? Winter. Take care of your needs. You know, and I feel like, especially with the cards that just came out of the tarot deck, like, it really is thinking about what you really want. Take some time to really ask yourself, if you have a relationship, is that in really truly alignment with what you desire, with what you really want in love? Not what you think you can have, but is that really what you want? And that's not to say, you know, take this, of course, as it resonates with you. I don't know what your love situation is like, but it's always important, no matter what, sometimes to reevaluate and ask yourself, are my needs being met? Is this really a healthy relationship? Is this really what I desire? Because you want to be honest with yourself, right? You don't want to just be a little bit happy. You want to be on top of the world happy, right? And I'm not saying you won't have rough days, but, you know, you want that person that really lights your soul up, right? And sometimes, you know, just taking some time to really think about what's important to you and what you want in someone, even if you are in a relationship, right? Anything else we need to know out of here when it comes to love? exchange energy to create abundance. You know, that's crazy because we got the Ten of Pentacles here. You know, is this somebody you can create that future that you want together? Like, you know, you got some good teamwork going on there. Like, really, like, you don't have to exactly want the same things, but it's like, do you have a partner that gives as much as you give in any kind of way? But also think about your dreams and your goals and the life that you want to create in the future. Like, are you both heading the same direction to some degree? It doesn't have to be the exact same direction, but you know what I mean? If you're like totally going in opposite directions, that could be just something to consider. It doesn't mean end it, just means something to consider, right? Take note of intuitive messages, the feeling you get around this person. Like, how do they intuitively, like, how do you just instinctively feel around them? Pay attention to that. And we got guardian angel, you are not alone. You're not alone. Again, it's like listening to that intuition and really thinking about what you really want and not settling because you think that's the best that there is, but really paying attention to what it is that you truly desire. And I feel like with a lot of this reading, it's just a lot of time for reflection and really reevaluating to some degree. But yeah, those are your beautiful messages for today. Be sure to check out the description box below, and I'm going to grab a copy of the book because I want to fly free on her. Emily, she wrote a book on her twin flame journey, and like I said, you buy the book. The link is, when you click on the link, it'll give you directions. You send me an email saying that you purchased the book, and I will give you your free personal reading. But thank you so much for being here with me, and have a beautiful rest of your day.